Yo, Dan Larsson here. Welcome to Synthesize Sunday 39. Sorry, I'm a little sick now, so this is why I missed the previous week with a new Synthesize Sunday episode. But this week, I want to show you some pretty neat trick to sidechain your stuff, because as you know, sidechaining is very important in music production, especially in electronic music production. And let me show you just a very short clip what I want to show you this sidechaining or for. So this is a very cool little kit from my previously, I think it came out last week. This is a very cool and very heavy future bass pack. It contains 1.5 gigabytes of pure awesomeness. So if you are interested, just check the video descriptions below or on Facebook, the comment section. I will drop the link there. And so let's just get back to sidechaining. As you can hear in this saw filter, the main saw drop synth stuff here, it is heavily sidechained. And I'm using a glue compressor it. So I think most of you guys use this sidechaining from the drums. So you have the drums group. It contains the kick and the snare, and you use those as a modulator, or I don't know how to call it, an audio source for the sidechaining, which is, in this case, it's just not good, you know. It pretty screws up the whole stuff because these drums are too long. Let me show you the drums. Where are you? Here I'm a kick. No. So here is the kick, yeah. So it's pretty long. It's a pretty long sample. So if you use it as an audio source, it will just, you know, eat all your saws, all your synths, which is not good because you want to just duck the sound just a very short time, or a very short amount in time, I mean, because otherwise you will lose all your informations on your synths. So this is not a good solution. Let me show you what happens if I use the drums for controlling the sidechain. So as you can hear, this is definitely not what we want. The sidechain controls eats up all these synths. It controls it and it ducks too much and too long. So this is not what we want. I have two methods for that. First, we don't use the drums. I have two methods, and let's rename this sound control 2. I always name this sidechain control. The first method is you copy all your drums MIDI into a new channel, and I use operator for just a simple sine wave, you know, to control the length of your drums. So you get all these MIDIs here. I just copy paste it from this MIDI because, you know, I think most of you, or or I previously liked working in audio, especially with drums. But in the last few months, or maybe in the last year, I developed a new workaround for the drums. I just love to drop them into this what is it called, a drum rack, yeah. So I love to use them in drum racks, and it gives me a lot more advantage, especially if I want to sidechain my drums, and it's just, you know, a lot clearer. The whole project file doesn't go too messy. So it is an easier way to just, you know, copy the MIDI informations here. And I set simple sine waves in operator, one for the kick and one for the snare, because, you know, a kick needs longer sidechain docks than a snare. This is why I use different tracks for the controls. And when I set everything, I try to set the length of the MIDI note, because the longer the MIDI note is, the longer the sine wave will play, and the more and the longer the sidechain will duck the sound. So what I usually do is just solo the saw filter, I mean the group what I want to sidechain. And if I hear it is too much, I select everything and try to shorten the MIDI note till I'm satisfied with the result. This is the problem. Okay, set the sidechaining source to sidechain control. Okay, let's get back to it. So this is probably where we were before. This is the pure MIDI copied from the drums MIDI track. I mean the MIDI length. So you can clearly hear now that when the MIDI stops, the audio comes back and jumps back from ducking, from sidechaining. And this is still too long. We don't want these long duckings. So let's select everything and shorten all the MIDIs. So this is a cool way, the first method, to sidechain your drums, and of course you can, or you should, set the same on the snare. And one more thing, most of these plugins and of these compressors, sorry. So most of these compressors have some latency, and it is not too much, and in most of the cases maybe you don't encounter this problem, but I do. And this is why I usually like to pull back a little these MIDI notes, so the compressor have enough time to kick in, and you won't get problems with the transients because of the latency of the compressor. So the sidechain steps in a little earlier, and this way you won't get conflict with your sub and your kick, and especially with the transients, which is, I think, the most important thing if you want to achieve clean mixes. But you don't need to do that. You can just check back the result, what you get. Maybe you can bounce the whole audio file and check if every transient on the spot, and you don't have any phasing problems or any crossfades on the subs and on the kicks and transients, etc. So check it back, and if it's cool, just don't touch it. But I like to just pull it back a very little. It's not too much. Maybe you won't be able to see it in the MIDI note itself, in a MIDI clip itself, but if you zoom it in, it is obvious, and this is the reason. So I think it is very cool. It creates it makes a very nice job. But there is another version, another method. I know if you say that, hey, it's cool, but I don't use MIDI racks. I mean drum racks. Sorry, I create my drums in audio. It's a pain, but you still have the possibility and still have the chance, and I highly recommend you to do that, you know, to copy all the drum groove and the drum rhythm into a MIDI rack, a MIDI track. Like I did this, I did here. I was in an easier job. I mean, my job was easier because I had to just copy it out. But it's not a big deal, you know, to have your, for example, let me show you what I mean. No, this is not trap drums. Where are the trap? No. Trap. Here is it, trap. Okay, drums. Ooh. So, for example, you have your audio drums here, and you just, you know, take MIDI and try to draw it all the MIDIs. You will see, okay, here is a hi-hat, we don't need, here is a snare, okay, just drop it up. I have another kick here, okay, let's copy this MIDI, and you have your MIDI on the drums. So it is very easy to do, and probably you can do it in 5 minutes on your whole track. So I definitely recommend to do that. So this is a very cool idea. So the second one is sidechaining control 2, which means that you copy the MIDI through your DAW directly from the drums rack. So when you play the drums, you can see that it copies the MIDI to sidechain control 2. So what you can do here is set the same drum rack with the same MIDI, with the same operators, okay? So this way you won't be able to modify the length of the MIDI notes because, you know, it is copied directly from your drums rack, from your drums MIDI. But what you can do here, and let me demonstrate it, just change the sidechain control 2 as an audio source. What you can do here is set the decay of the sine wave. So just pull back the sustain and play with the decay time. The same with the kick, okay? So pull back down the sustain and play with the decay. So let's see the soul filtering now. So this is it. I think it is very time saving stuff to sidechain your song because you don't need to mess around with the drums. Well, you know, I know that most of you guys use LFO tool or volume shaper from Cable Guys and stuff, but I just, you know, I just don't really like those plugins because they are very limited for X4 rhythms or anything like that. I need to copy the same stuff I did just here to follow your existing drum groove and etc. But I think this method is free because if you have Ableton, you can do it anyway, and I mean anytime. And you don't need extra plugins, you don't need to spend your money, etc. And it can give very cool results in sidechaining. So if you enjoyed this little tutorial, just go and subscribe to my channel or subscribe to my Facebook page, like my video, comment your stuff, etc. And see you guys this weekend maybe, I believe. And I have a cool little surprise for Christmas for you guys. So please subscribe, please check my videos and comment and like and stuff and share my videos. It is very important. If I would like to ask you, please do that. So see you in a few days. Bye bye.